welcome to Scanlon Field at Wilmington High School for today's MIAA North Division III baseball playoff game between the number 17 ranked Dracut Middies and the number 15 ranked Wilmington Wildcats. The Middies come in at 9-11 overall and 6-9 in the Merrimack Valley Conference. They are led by Coach Brian McCarthy. The Wildcats and Coach Aldo Kyra enter the tournament with a 10-10 overall record, ending up 7-9 in the Middlesex League Freedom Division. Your Wildcats are coming off a split with Melrose last week to enter the playoffs with a 500 record. Tristan Champa takes the mound, trying to get the Cats their first playoff win since 2014. The winner of today's preliminary round game will be on the road tomorrow to face Saturday to face the number 2 seeded Gloucester on June 8th at 4 p.m. Temperature at game time is 78 degrees. We've got partly cloudy skies, the sun's peeking through, wind out of the north-northeast at 7 miles an hour. We'll be right back with starting lineups and first pitch after this.
Spring sports coverage on WCTV is sponsored by Tremezzo, transporting you to Italy through tastes, sights, and smells. Tremezzo's main dining room is open 7 days a week, and there are also catering and function room options. Located in the Square One Plaza on Lowell Street, or check them out on Facebook for new events and seasonal menu offerings.
Welcome back to Scanlon Field for today's preliminary playoff game between Dracut and your Wilmington Wildcats. The starting lineups for today's game for Dracut: leading off, playing first base, Danny Robichaud. Batting second, playing right field, Sean McMenamin. Hitting third, your pitcher, Pat Crowley. Batting fourth in cleanup, the DH, Mike Patterson. Hitting fifth, Kyle Cox at second base. Sixth, the third baseman, Devin Lambert. Hitting seventh, the left fielder, John Cormier. Hitting eighth and catching, Brad Keefe. Hitting ninth and playing center field, Pat O'Toole. And the person being DH for is their shortstop, who is Harper Susi. The Wildcats are getting ready to take the field. So for the Wildcats, let's see the starting lineup, and then we'll go position by position. We can have out there leading off and playing right field, number 1, Bailey Smith. Batting second and playing first base, senior, number 10, Mike Fiorenza. Batting third and catching, Gavin Kelsey, number 29. Batting fourth and pitching, number 2, Tristan Champa. Your fifth place hitter, number 5, playing third base, Brendan George. Hitting sixth and playing shortstop, Chris Stokes. Hitting seventh and playing left field, Derek Gallucci. Hitting eighth and playing second base, Nico Piazza. And hitting ninth and playing center field, Peter Marino Jr. So as we get ready, the sun is starting to peek through a little bit as the Wildcats take the field. This is a winner-go-home type of game. This will also be the last home game that the 5 seniors for the Wildcats will play in: Ryan Collins, Gavin Kelsey, Chris Stokes, Mike Fiorenza, Pete Marino. And Champa's on the mound warming up, gets the start here in this first game. Winner heads on to Gloucester on Saturday to play Gloucester, and this was the number 2 seed. Dracut out of the Merrimack Valley Conference. Has played 2 of the 8 Super 8 teams. They've played Lowell and they've played North Andover. They actually came from an 8-1 deficit to beat Lowell, 9-8, and they lost 8-1 to North Andover. The Wildcats come in with a 10-10 record in the Middlesex League. Signature wins are two walk-off or extra inning wins against Burlington, and a really good early defeat against a very strong Belmont team. Champa, the junior, will look to, like I said in the opener, advance the Wildcats to their first round win since 2014. Coach Kyra looking to get his young team going. Good to experience this type of playoff baseball. And we'll be just about ready to go. So just real quick, around the field: first base Fiorenza, second base Piazza, shortstop Stokes, third base George, left to right. We've got Gallucci, Marino, and Smith. Behind the plate, the senior Gavin Kelsey. And on the mound, like I said, number 1, Tristan Champa. So again, playoff atmosphere here at the Scanlon Memorial Field. First pitch right on the outside corner for strike 1. Champa really will mix a fastball changeup, try to work in and out with his fastball. Tries to get the outside corner again and just misses. My angle's just a little bit shallow here. This is the 1-1 pitch by Champa. That'll be stroked off the glove of Stokes for a base hit into right center field. Ball was hit hard. He got that fastball up on the zone a little bit. So Dracut draws some immediate activity off the fastball with a single to left. Stokes almost made the play. If Chris had been maybe 3 or 4 inches taller, he would have caught that. But we can't get height out of our senior, Mr. Stokes. So Robichaud with a single, first base. That'll bring up Sean McMenamin in their left field, their left-handed hitter. See what they try to do play-wise. And Ciampa goes back to first base. So like I said, Dracut comes in out of the Merrimack Valley Conference, which sent 2 teams to the Super 8. So they play at a small school playing in a big conference. That'll be a strike for Ciampa, so he's going to try to pound it in. Key here is to play good defense. Don't give Dracut any extra outs. Timely hitting. Score some runs, get your speedsters on base and run all over. There's a bunt down the third base line. Georgia's been in. He's going to throw to first base. He gets the out. So the sacrifice is made. Brendan George with a nice play. Picked it up, settled himself, made the throw. So that'll be a... They're going to play some small ball here. He must have a lot of confidence in his pitching staff. So he allows small ball to go as Robichaud takes second base, bringing to the plate their pitcher, Pat Crowley. Crowley, number 14. So now man on second, scoring position with 1 out. Ciampa, number 2 on the mound. Trying to keep this ball in play. Don't let it find grass. Pitch is down, and it's a tough read here too if you're a visiting team. Nice play by Gavin Kelsey. Tough place for a visiting team here because you don't really notice that there's wood that's striped around the back of the backstop. So if the ball gets by, it can always hit wood and come popping back out. Getting the second and third aren't as important as when you're trying to come home. Pitch is up and away, ball 2. So it'll be important. Try to get ahead of the count. Limit the number of pitches you throw. It'll be ball 3. So this third place hitter is not seeing anything to hit yet. Again, a team that we don't generally see at Wilmington. We did play summer ball. We played them. I remember coaching against this team probably about 4 straight years up there in Dracut. They come down here, and always a very competitive team. That's a strike. The funny part is they always seem to be small to me, and as I look, their cleanup hitters, he's no more than my size, and I don't consider myself a big guy. So Ciampa with a 3-1. Runner leads off second base is Robichaud. Ball down low, ball 4. So the first walk of the game for Ciampa. That'll bring up Mike Patterson, who is the designated hitter. He is designated. He's hitting for their shortstop today. So Patterson, number 22, the DH. And I have to say that I haven't seen a bigger bench than this in my lifetime here in high school baseball. He's got to have about 23 players on his roster. Must have called some guys up from the JV team, but there are a lot of guys over there. If at some point Tom out there in right field can pan around, I think he's got 2 teams on that bench. There'll be a ball down low. So Ciampa having trouble finding a strike zone here in the first inning. It's an important hitter here. You don't want to. You want to get out of here with, even if you're going to get out of here with a run or 2, you don't want to give up a big inning. There'll be ball away. So Ciampa working the outside part of the strike zone. And he's not having much success. Michael Patterson is the senior for Dracut. The 2-0 pitch, down low, ball 3. So he's in the. And Mr. Kelsey, our all-star catcher. Kelsey named a Middlesex Freedom Division all-star this week, as well as Tristan Ciampa, both Middlesex Freedom Division all-stars. We did have a Middlesex League all-star, Bailey Smith, with his 35 stolen bases on the year. He was named one of the top 9 players in the entirety of the Middlesex League. So congratulations to Bailey Smith, who's out in right field. Hopefully we get him on base and get him running. It's a Smith family tradition, having that speed. He and his brother just completely dominated the base paths now. Graham for 4 years, Bailey for his first year. So over the next 4 or 5 years, complete domination. That'll be a strike. So he lays one in there. Patterson is taking now. I would expect to see some aggressiveness at the plate. So Ciampa looking to get this ball down on the ground, at least get an out in the infield. Ball's fouled back, so we got a full count, the action count coming up. Extremely important. So Robichaud leads off second base. Crowley off first base for Dracut. The 3-2 pitch on its way from Ciampa. Looks back to second base. That's a bird of a curveball. He strikes him out. Not what they were looking for. Not a bad time, Tristan, to throw your first curveball to get the called third strike. So he works his way back from a 3-0 count to get the strikeout. This will bring up for Dracut Kyle Cox, who was the second baseman. Ciampa's first pitch is out and away. Again, you don't want to fall behind, but that was a really good comeback through two good fastballs that the batter one was fouled back, and then finally pulled the hook on him and threw the curveball, which dropped right in over the plate for strike three. Kyle Cox is a junior second baseman. That's going to be fouled back our way. Watch out, watch out. Watch out, guys. Coming your way. I'm not catching it. That almost got Adam. Got to keep Adam moving out of the way. Our director, producers are Adam and George. Adam's got to dive. Okay, got a 1-1 pitch, 2 outs, men on first and second. Here, top of the first inning of this playoff game. Dracut, Wilmington, and Ciampa trying to work his way out of the inning. Runner goes and he bunts down third base. Let it go. That'll go foul. Interesting play call, but did not execute. There's a lot of dirt down our baseline. Is not going to be conducive to that type of bunt, so that'll even the count up. That'll actually Ciampa with a pitcher's pitch here at 1-2. They were running too, so on that play, if that bunt gets down, I almost think that if you just don't even bunt there, both runners steal the base. But they saw now, if they're watching from the bench, that our third baseman charged on that, didn't hold for third. The 1-2 pitch from Ciampa, trying to work his way out of the inning. Big pitch. Ball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs and 2 men on base here in the first inning. Now, next year, MIAA is going to a pitch count, but not as of this year. And Tristan's running the numbers up here in the first inning, so interesting to try to keep him fresh. Ball is hit to center field, and Marino's going to get that can of corn center field. Wilmington works out of the inning. Leadoff single, 1-out walk. Ciampa with a big strikeout and flyout. We're at the end of a half an inning. Dracut nothing. Wilmington coming to bat. But again, he had to labor a little bit the first inning. One thing you don't want your kids to do is labor. And he labored just a hair bit. Now we'll get to see the Dracut pitcher, Crowley, Patrick Crowley, who is a junior. And number 14, that's about all I know about him. He's got the powder blue top of the Dracut middies. Wilmington's going to try now to do the same thing to Dracut that they did to the Wildcats here in the first inning. Get some men on base, put some pressure on their defense, have them try to make some plays. Lineup for the Wildcats, we'll see Smith, Fiorenza, and Kelsey, followed by Ciampa, George, and Stokes, Galucci, Piazza, and Marino. Bailey Smith, a league all-star, like I mentioned earlier. He's had a really fine season, leading the team in many categories, many offensive categories. And the one that stands out to me most is the 35 stolen bases and the .538 on-base percentage. He's been on base about 54% of the time for the Wildcats this year. And as he gets on base, he has got the green light to steal. He stole 35, was only caught 4 times. And Aldo, Coach Kyra, really likes to get people on base and run. Make the other team move around. Use your aggressiveness. Doesn't always work, but it's just the style that he wants to play here, especially with Bailey leading off. Because you'll have the left-handed hitting Michael Fiorenza hitting second, which means they'll have to hold him on, so we'll give Mike a bigger hole if Smith gets on base. So let's just look at the numbers for Smith. Bailey hit .438 with a .485 slugging percentage. On base, like I said, 54% of the time, 35 stolen bases, 28 hits. He scored 21 runs, 3 doubles. And as leadoff hitter, not expected to have a lot of RBIs. He did have 9 RBI. So Mr. Smith is walking to the plate. So Smith and Crowley about ready to begin the bottom of the second inning here. Bottom of the first inning, excuse me. Vinny and Harry Cerrone and base coaches for the coaches of Kyra. That ball will be up and away. Oh, we called that a strike. I thought that was up and away. I am mistaken. Strike 1. Tough call there early for Mr. Smith. The 0-1 pitch from Crowley. Grounded to the shortstop. Charity hop. He picks it. He's going to have to hustle his throw. Nice throw. Actually made a good place. Cut his body down. The ball bounced up. Got the glove up. Made a good strong throw to first base. 1 out. Good quick reaction there. And a good strong throw gets the first out of the inning. Here comes Michael Fiorenza, the senior first baseman. Fiorenza with a .398 on-base percentage, .228 average. He had 13 hits, 7 RBI. He stole 7 bases. He had 14 base on balls to tie for the league lead in tie for the team lead in walks. First pitch, ball 1. Crowley on the mound. Call that down ball, and like I said, I'm just at a slight angle here. You probably get a much better viewpoint from the camera that we have situated right there in the back, which you can look straight on. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Mike's going to try to work the count. That'll be ball away. Again, interesting because the left-handed hitter, a little bit of a different sight line for Crowley. We'll see where he's set up in the on the mound. He sets up more towards the right field side or the first base side, so the first baseman, the left-handed hitter will be tough. Plays a nice meaty fastball right in there for strike 1. So Fiorenza facing a 3-1 count. Again, another hitter's count. Look for a pitch he can drive. Works the count, draws the 1-out walk. Again, Mike Fiorenza, even back to his JV days when he was a sophomore, is a walking man again. So works the count, does a good job. Set it up here for Gavin Kelsey, senior catcher, league all-star. Again, Freedom Division all-star. He had 18 hits, 11 runs scored, hit 400. No, slugged 400, hit 291, and was on base 40% of the time. Fiorenza not much of a threat to run, but wants to make the pitcher think he's going to go there. Kelsey sees a little bit of a curveball and strike 1. His first pitch with any spin on it I can recognize here from my angle. So Kelsey down on the count, 0-1. Fiorenza takes a short lead off of first base. Crowley from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch on its way here. Spins it into the hole. That's going to be a base hit to right field. Double play depth sort of hurt them a little bit, not understanding the speed of the Wildcat runners, but Kelsey with big base hit there, single to right to left. Fiorenza on to second base. Bring up Tristan Champa. Again, like I said, he was also a league all-star Freedom Division style. He had .354 with a .409 on-base percentage. 23 hits, 14 runs scored, 11 RBI. Big opportunity here for the Wildcats to get on the board first. Crowley having trouble in a sense finding the strike zone. It'll be popped up and not what you want to do. Catcher's under here. Looks like that's going to be, makes the play. Again, first pitch hacking away on a pitcher that's been a little bit wild. He pops up to the catcher, not the ideal at bat that the Wildcats were looking for. 2 outs here. That'll bring up junior Brendan George, third baseman, number 5. Brendan hit .328 with a .443 on base percentage, a .483 slugging percentage. 15 RBI, 19 hits. 12 walks. He also had 2 triples and 5 doubles, so one of the power hitters on the lineup. Ball up and away. Okay, Crowley looking to work quick. Again, shortstop giving up the hole a little bit to protect it. Fiorenza with 2 outs. Everybody's going to be moving on contact anyway here. Again, it's hard. Again, like you don't scout. Merrimack Valley is not scouting, and they have not played us. They don't know the pluses and minuses of our team. Time called by, I'm assuming, the batter. Don't see that much here in high school baseballs. What a big opportunity again for the Wildcats. Same as the Dracut, top of the first. Wildcats with men on first and second via walk and a base hit. Just in the opposite order. Crowley, the 1-0 pitch. Fiorenza with his leadoff second base. That's a strike on the outside corner, and I'm assuming nobody's really shaking their head. So again, my angle's a little funky here, but it looks like that's 1-1 pitch. Brendan George steps out of the box, takes a deep breath. A big at bat here for the Wildcats. Try to get off to Schneid. The 1-1. That'll be grounded right at the second baseman. He puts knee down perfectly, played by the second baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. So both teams waste opportunities in the first inning, going down with 2 men left on base. So as we go into the second inning, Dracut will be tied with your Wildcats, 0-0. Again, I have to say, as I watch defensively, Dracut's going to do. It doesn't look like they're going to make many mistakes defensively. The shortstop made a really good play on the Bailey Smith ball, which bounced up. He made sure he caught it, set, threw a nice strong throw to first base. And on that last play to second base, the second baseman got the knee down, made sure he kept the ball in front of him, knowing that it was most likely a very simple out at first base with 2 outs and runners going on contact. So the Wildcats are caught asleep here with nobody ready to warm the pitcher up. I don't know if Coach Kyra's going to go do it, but so Ciampa's out there. Kelsey, who was on base, is just going to have to wait. And here comes Mr. Gallucci of the Gallucci twins. Drew Gallucci is going to warm him up. So let's go to the second inning again. Both teams with 2 base runners on the top of the first. Both teams with 2 base runners on top of the first with 1 out. Nobody able to connect to knock the run home. And again, it's playoff baseball. Little things are going to cause. Little things can help to win and lose baseball games. 2 years ago, the Wildcats played here against Burlington in the first round and lost on they lost an extra innings. Burlington put big numbers up in the 13th inning, but in the 6th inning, we had a runner thrown out at the plate. The next hitter singled to left. Actually flawed out to left. They would have scored the run, which would have won the ball game. Last year, we had to go on the road with a 13-7 record to play at Bedford with a Hill in center field. Scored a run in the 7th to take a 1-run lead, and Bedford came back and beat us with a suicide squeeze, bases loaded suicide squeeze. So leading off here will be Devin Lambert, who was the third baseman. Devin, senior third baseman. He'll stroke that ball out to right field. Bailey Smith is on his horse to try to go get it. He won't get it. That'll bounce to the fence. Lambert's looking 3. He's going to, nope, he's going to go 3 because Smith had a little bit of trouble picking it up. So we'll have to wait for an official scoring decision, but to me that's a double and an error in the right fielder. But we'll have to wait. I'll wait to get the official word from the scorekeeper here. So we're going to call that a double and an E9 as I watch the replay here from my friends, which we will have to see when we replay the broadcast. But I think Bailey had a little bit of trouble picking that ball out of the fence. So nobody out here, first inning. My guess is the corners will be in. Don't mind conceding that first run with their 7th place hitter up is John Cormier, the left fielder. Ciampa's pitch, they were right on top of that pitch. We down ball 1. Cormier is a junior. So it's important. They're going to try to get this run home. Brendan George is playing in. Fiorenza's just about at the base. Everybody else is just trying to get an out. There'll be a ball inside. Ciampa's going to have to really sweat through this, try to get out of this. Minimal damage. Want to get them right here, either strikeout or pop-up, or ground ball to pitcher or third base. The 2-0 pitch. Right on the outside corner, strike 1, excuse me. 2 balls and 1 strike for Ciampa versus Cormier. Dracut looking to draw first blood on the opening double, advance to third base. The ball will be hit right to the right side and right through Fiorenza for a base hit, and Dracut takes the 1-0 lead. Okay, we talked about tightening up the defense, and that ball was a knuckleball off the bat, but easily playable for the first baseman, Mr. Fiorenza. So that'll score the run, get the RBI on the error at first base. Bring up Brad Keefe, number 2. Keefe is a senior. Ball's popped up back behind me. It'll be a strike, and that'll be it. Just a loud strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Guy is running. Throw by Kelsey's nice, but sliding in safe is Cormier with a stolen base. Again, looks like Drake is going to be aggressive here. So with nobody out, we have a runner on second base and a run here in. I think the count is 1-1. Yep, I was called the ball. So Ciampa in trouble here a little bit. Keefe at the plate. Ball 2. Again, now this is a good situation. Again, Tristan is a junior. So this will be his first postseason activity. Strike on the outside corner. Go even the count at 2-2. And then again, now if you're the Wildcats, you're trying to, again, like I said, get a pop up, a ground ball to the left side. If you're the Dracut, you're trying to hit the ball on the right side to advance the runner. And he gets a nice curveball again, strike 3. So the spinner hangs a little bit there, but he gets the out. I'll bring in number 1, Pat O'Toole, who is the center fielder. Again, look at these Dracut kids; they're not too big. Don't be surprised to see bunting, stealing, whatever they try to do here. Ciampa's pitch is down in the dirt. Nice pickup by Kelsey. He'll throw to second base. Almost gets him. Nice throw by Gavin. Soak slid over nice behind the runner. So now again, now you put a little bit of thought process in your runner out there at second base. What are they going to do if I take a big lead? Especially on that little short hop with Kelsey. Ball 2. Ciampa hitting to the 9th place hitter here is O'Toole. Robichaud on deck there. Right fielder, leadoff hitter. Ball 3 inside. So he's been here before. So Pat O'Toole, center fielder here with a 3-0 count. I would imagine that Coach will have a take sign here all the way. Ciampa throws ball 4 there, so another walk for Tristan. Again, we got first and second base with 1 out. Coach Kyer is going to make a quick trip to the mound to try to settle his junior down. It's important here, like I said, this is a win or go home kind of game. So you gotta manage this game as you just gotta keep yourself in the game. And you got now the leadoff hitter, who with the line shot that Stokes almost climbed the ladder for right over his head. He did not make the play, but that run did not score. So Robichaud has seen Ciampa once before. They've seen a couple of the breaking balls that he's thrown, which has been really effective pitches. He got 2 strikeouts on those. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to work this. So with runners on first and second, we do have 1 out. 1 run already in. Dracut with a 1-0 lead here, top of the 2nd inning. So Coach Kyer is done with the conversation, imparted his wisdom on Mr. Ciampa. And Robichaud steps to the plate. Like I said, single in the 1st inning. Hit the ball hard right over Chris Stokes' head. There's that breaking pitch. So if he can keep throwing that pitch for strikes, I think he's going to be in good shape. But he's going to be able to command his fastball, too, a little way in the zone to make that much more effective. Or they will sit on that eventually. See, that's why I said that fastball is down low. So we're 1-1 with runners on first and second. O'Toole on first. Cormier for Dracut on second base. And they're running here. The throw to third base is not going to be in time, so the double steal works. It's taking advantage of the pitcher there because Kelsey made a good catch and release and throw to third base. So now you have a situation where you have 1-0 game, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man out. Coach Kyer has a decision to make. And he'll bring the infield in here with 1 out. This is a tough call as a coach. This to me would be a tough call, but you're playing in a playoff game and he's got to make it here. He's got to bring the infield in because you don't want to give up that 2nd run. That ball's popped up exactly what they needed. It popped up to the infield. Stokes has called it. He makes the play. So really good pitch there by Ciampa to almost get out of this jam. So now the infield can drop back into their normal positions. And we'll bring up Sean McMenamin, who sacrificed to third base his last at bat. So again, we bring in the boards that sit around the back of the backstop here. So anything that's low and past usually will bounce straight back to the catcher. Dracut has not played here. It's just a piece of information they might want to know. Again, Ciampa's gonna have to try to throw strikes. Get out of here. Don't want to put any more men on base. 1-0 Dracut lead. A big out there with Robichaud popping out to shortstop. The 0-1 pitch. That's going to sit down in left field. They're going to hang up for, nope. Sits down, that'll score 2 runs. So McMenamin with a 2 RBI single to left. Dracut with the stolen bases there takes a 3-0 lead here in the second inning. Ciampa that was a nice little piece of hitting, though. I have to give credit. We don't have replay, of course, but if you go back and look at it, he got that ball in on his hands, and he didn't try to pull it and ground it out. He just served that baby out in the left field. Gallucci made a good effort to try to get to it, to get the 3rd out of the inning, and he just came up short. Ball is past Kelsey, and the runner will take second base on the wild pitch. Ciampa a little bit shaken. Like I said, you were talking about Junior, first time he's been in this situation. Coach Kyer made the decision to start Tristan, try to show some confidence in him. Important out here to get here. You don't want to go down 4-0. That'll be a ball high, ball 2. But again, you don't want to lose the game. You don't want to let the game get out of hand early. Because Crowley seems to be like the kind of pitcher who's just going to try to pummel strikes in and let their defense make their plays. So it's vitally important here for the Wildcats to get this out. That'll be a strike on the outside corner. I do like the idea of working away from these hitters, away with a fastball. Drop that little breaking pitch on them. 2-1 pitch, runner at second base. They've got the pickoff players on. He just gets back. That ball's thrown more towards the bag than over to right field. He has the pickoff there. McMenamin is on second base. Piazza put the tag on just a hair bit late. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-0 Dracut leads. That ball's lined into center field. It'll be interesting. Marino charges the ball really well. Coach makes a smart play and holds him. A good play by Pete Marino there in center field. Knew what the situation was with 2 outs. The runner was running. He charged the ball. Picked it up in shallow center field. Coach for Dracut decided to hold. That'll be another base hit. So the 8th batter of the inning, that'll be Mike Patterson, who was called out on strikes, the designated hitter. So with 2 outs, you have the pitcher Crowley on first base, and your looks like more of a speedster right fielder. McMenamin is down third base. Let's see what kind of play every team decides to do here. It's not an automatic out. There'll be a strike. Again, like I said, this is a big run to keep off the base. 1-0. It's a 0-1 pitch by Ciampa. Throws a ball in the dirt. Again, a really fine play there by Mr. Kelsey. Gavin's been on the varsity for 3 years. He's now the starting catcher for the past 2. Got his body in the way of that pitch. Kept the ball in front of him. Kept the runner from scoring. So we have runners on first and third. Crowley and McMenamin. 1-1 count. Ciampa on the mound. Pitch is popped up again. This is going to be an interesting play with the wind blowing. Fiorenza's underneath it. Makes the play for the out. So he gets another pop-up to get an out, but the damage is done. Dracut with 3 runs in the top of the second inning takes the lead, 3-0. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, Wildcats are going to have to climb the mountain to get back in it. We're going to see Stokes, Gallucci, and Piazza. Coach Kyer going to meet with the team, and I'll be with you in a second. All right, so the Wildcats are going to look to call into this 3-0 deficit that they have gotten themselves into here in the bottom of the second of this MIAA Division III preliminary preliminary game. Winner advances to the first round versus Gloucester on Saturday. The Wildcats will bring up senior Chris Stokes, sophomore left fielder Derek Gallucci, and sophomore second baseman Nico Piazza. If any of them reach, we'll see Peter Marino Jr., our center fielder. We actually saved a run there by making good aggressive charge in center field. Dracut's coach makes a smart play by holding his guy at third base. And we're just about ready to go. Crowley will take the mound. Crowley with a walk and a single given up in the first inning. Got out of it with a pop-up to the catcher and a ground out to the second baseman. So Stokes, the senior, looking to extend his career, actually, because he's another 3-year player. Chris hit 260 with a 37% on-base percentage, 14 hits, 3 doubles, 8 RBI. He scored 10 runs. Swings and fouls it back, and it'll be interesting to see whether they want to go with the aggressive track or the or sit back and wait. But down 3-0, you sort of have to start to get base runners and make this kid work a little bit. Crowley's curve, that'll be a single. That'll down the line with a fair ball, and Stokes takes the turn. That's just what the doctor ordered, is leadoff single when you're down 3-0. Bring up number 3, Derek Galucci, your left fielder. And again, he looks over for some sign, but Stokes sat right on that pitch and lined it right down the line for a base hit. So nobody out, 1 man on. Crowley back to the stretch. Looks over, checks Stokes. Big opportunity for the sophomore Galucci. He'll ground the ball to shortstop, not exactly where you want to throw it. They'll get 1 at first. He'll beat the ball. 1 at second, Stokes out at second, fielder's choice. Galucci replaces him. I'll bring up another sophomore, second baseman, number 13, Nico Piazza. That fielder's choice goes in the book as a 6-4 fielder's choice. Galucci now on first base. Piazza, who was platooned a lot with the other Drew Galucci, is at second base. Nico in 22 at bats. Had scored 3 runs, had 2 hits, 2 RBI, and 22 at bats. Looking to, again, it's a just good opportunity for some of these younger players to gain some experience. Going into next year, your 5 seniors will be leaving, and you just want to try to remain competitive as a program. So, like I said, him and Drew Galucci have rotated back and forth at second base, or platoon is probably a better word. Swing and a miss, Crowley. So Crowley gives a leadoff single to Stokes and gets the first out on a soft ground ball to shortstop. Piazza needs to do something magical here, keep this inning going with 1 out. We want to score a run. He gave up 3, try to get some claw back, get some runs here. They're going to throw down to first base, and Galucci just gets back. Ball was ball 1, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Derek Galucci at first base. Nico Piazza at the plate. Crowley looking in for the side. And again, we never see these teams because they're different conferences. So playoff time is just a crapshoot for what you're going to see, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 8th place hitter, Nico Piazza. Settles in, Crowley from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Galucci with his leadoff first base. Strike 3 on a high fastball. So that's what Crowley was trying to do. He worked him down and away, up and away, up and through. So we have 2 men are out. Peter Marino Jr., your center fielder, senior. Try to keep this inning going for Bailey Smith. Mr. Marino in his senior year with scored 12 runs, had 10 hits, 13 RBI, stole 7 bases, walked 14 times, on-base percentage of .374. First pitch is a ball, so again, another one of the more patient hitters, the seniors. He and Mike Fiorenza a little bit more patient than some of the younger players. He had 14 walks. Frenzo had 14 to tie for the team lead. So again, you want to keep the line moving here as the 9th place hitter. Galucci moves and Marino swings and pops a ball up to shallow left field. Left fielder under it. The wind takes a little bit of play on it, but that'll be another out. Crowley works his way out of a leadoff single. 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 2, Dracut 3, Wilmington nothing. And Dracut will come to the plate trying to extend their lead. And Dracut sent 8 men to the plate in that 3-run inning. a double to right with an error advancing the run to the third, and then an error at first base. The ball got by Mike Fiorenza. Strikeout, walk, pop up to shortstop, and then a big two-out hit. Two big two-out hits actually by McMenamin's scored the 2 runs, and then Crowley at the bottom center field made a good play on. Patterson popped up to first base. So we'll go to the top of the 3rd inning. Dracut with a 3-0 lead. Cox, Lambert, and Cormier due up to face junior Tristan Champa. And just real quick, Champa's numbers on the season, since I do have those courtesy of Coach Kyra. We appreciate all season what Coach Kyra has done to keep us informed. And without input from the coaches, no matter what sport it is, I know I do football, basketball, baseball, and I did one girls hockey game. Without input from coaches and good communication between us, you don't get enough, it makes me look a lot smarter. Pitch is down and away. So just real quick, Champa ended up with 5 wins and 2 losses. He threw 38 innings, struck out 35 men, walked 22. Gave up 13 earned runs for 2.39 ERA. Pitch is up there, strike 1. Again, keep firing away. That pitch doesn't seem to want to be able to hit. Kyle Cox, the second baseman who flew out to the center fielder to end the 1st inning. Again, tries to do too much with that swing. 1-1. Be another fly ball to Marino. He steps back, drifts away, and gets under it and makes the play. Again, I always go back to my axiom about anytime you get above, like Pony League, any ball hit into the air in the outfield, up in the air like that, it's just an out. It's a big, long, loud pop-up if you look at it that way. And again, second time for Mr. Cox. That'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Devin Lambert, who reached on had the double and scored a run in the 2nd inning. Spins one up and away. This will be a good inning. Champa's got to have a shutdown inning here. Try to get we're back to the top of the order for the Wildcats. Shutdown inning would be really good to happen here. The 0-1 is in. Little spinner there that hangs out a little bit. He didn't like the call, but the coach is looking at him and saying, you know what, it's a strike. You got to swing at that strike. That ball's again popped up to center field. Marino settles under it, makes the play. So Peter Marino Jr. is a very popular person here in this 3rd inning. First 2 hitters have flown out to center field. Bring up John Cormier, their left fielder. Cormier reached on the little hit that got through the error by Fiorenza, came around to score their 2nd run. Cormier will ground that ball the exact same way. Fiorenza gets down, makes the play, and that time they got him out. Really good inning, a quick unassisted 3. Good quick 1-2-3 inning for Tristan Champa there. That's just what the doctor ordered the Cats. So as we get ready to turn over the inning, Wildcats come in for their little conference with Coach Kyra. Dracut will take the field trying to nurse a 3-0 lead as the Wildcats will send up Smith, Fiorenza, and Kelsey, the 1-2-3 hitters in the order. Crowley will go back out to the mound. Again, MIAA does not do pitch counts this year, so it's not being kept. Next year will be a much different ball game because coaches will have to manage their pitch counts, especially when it comes to the tournament. Because in reality, you know, I think they said like 95 pitches, you miss 4 or 5 days. So the winner of this game is going to be playing Saturday. So again, these starting pitchers aren't going to pitch again Saturday. So you're going to run them as far as you can, and hope that your second pitcher is fully acceptable. Like with the Wildcats, I would assume they'd throw. If they win the game tonight, Chris Stokes will pitch at Gloucester. For Dracut, I would imagine they have a number 2 guy who they're comfortable with. But again, within the playoffs, the key is you got to win. You don't win, you're not playing Saturday if you don't win the game. So you can't even think about it like that. So we'll see Smith, Fiorenza, and Kelsey to start this inning. Probably looking to keep the zeros come up the scoreboard. The Wildcats looking to push some runs across and make this baby a lot easier. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the third inning. Wildcats trailing 3-0. Top of the order, Mr. Bailey Smith. Like I said, League All-Star Bailey Smith. One of the top 9 players considered in the Middlesex League with a stolen base record of 35 on the year. Takes ball low. Again, Bailey gets on base. There's probably a 96% chance he's going to try to steal second. So getting him on base right now is very important. Patience here. Shows patience on a bad pitch. The 1-0. He'll ground that ball to third baseman who's playing in. Picks it up, makes the throw to first base for the first out of the inning. Again, like I said, I'm impressed with Dracut's infield defense. They're in the right position. They're making good plays. You know, they know what they want to do. So here's Fiorenza, who walked in the first and advanced as far as second base. Dracut has about 9,000 coaches over there out in the field. Pitch was fouled right off the umpire, so right off the face mask. So they'll give the umpire a little bit of a second to recover from that. Switch balls. The catcher will be a courtesy call out to Crowley, the pitcher. Fouled right off the face mask. And with concussion protocol and all the other fun stuff that happens in life, it's good to give him a breather. I don't know how it helps. The pitcher seems to want to stay in his rhythm. Fiorenza, the 0-1 pitch coming. Again, trying to get men on base here. A couple men on base, a little bloop, a bleeder here and there. You get back in this ball game. That'll be a strike. Again, this Crowley reminds me of the kid that pitched, I don't know his name, for Bedford in the playoff game last year. Just keeps pumping strikes and pumping strikes and pumping strikes. He's not throwing the ball 90 miles an hour. Probably not even throwing it 81 miles an hour. But he's surrounding the strike zone, getting the Wildcats to hit the ball into the ground or pop it up. So that'll be popped up. That's playable if it's caught. Oh, super play by the third baseman. This is for the second out of the inning. So I hate to beat a dead horse, but Dracut's defense has been phenomenal here for the first 8 outs. Good play there by the third baseman. The shortstop made a nice play on a pop-up, a bouncer, you know, and it's going to be tough. Good, solid defense. Looks like I said, Crowley's not in there to strike 8 million people out. Crowley's in there to get out. And he got 2 here. That'll bring up Gavin Kelsey, your catcher. Gavin will line a ball down the line. That'll stay fair. Kelsey with his second hit of the game. Be a single to the left. So a little bit of 2-out magic. Tristan Champa will come up. Champa popped up to the catcher with runners on second and third. So Champa a chance here to help himself. Look for a pitch that's sitting up there and see if we can keep this rally moving. String a couple hits together. Be nicer to do with less than 2 outs, but it's the opportunity. So Kelsey 2 for 2 in his final home game here at Scanlon Field. Pitch is fouled back. Strike 1. Okay, got him in a little bit on the hands. I can't tell. I should really be watching the monitor here. So the 0-1 pitch. As you can see from we have a really good technical staff putting the camera behind the backstop. Marty and Adam, 2 WCTV employees who are here with us today, do a phenomenal job getting us set up and bringing this broadcast to you and being innovative. I can't forget my favorite cameraman out there in right field, Mr. Tom Pizzeri either. So here's the 0-2 pitch. Wildcats looking to string something together. Kelsey leads off second to set. Crowley's ready to deliver. Outside, ball 1. Nice little look away. Let's see if he tries to come back inside on him here. I'm going to watch the catcher for us here. So it'll be 1-2. He threw that ball away. I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe throw a little spinner here. If he can't get his curveball to break at him and I'm looking outside. So 1-2 pitch. They're going to go away again, down and away. And he misses up and in. Not where he wanted that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 men out. Kelsey on first base. 3-0. Dracut leads here, bottom of the third. If you're not familiar, we play 7 innings in the MIAA high school baseball. The Wildcats have plenty of opportunity to get these runs back. The 2-2 pitch. Kelsey with his lead. Spins it up and pops it up again. Pitcher makes the call. catch it by himself. So Champa with a pop-up to the pitcher. We leave another man on base at the end of three. At the end of three, Wildcats lead trail 3-0. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors.
Spring sports coverage on WCTV is sponsored by Tremezzo, transporting you to Italy through tastes, sights, and smells. Tremezzo's main dining room is open 7 days a week, and there are also catering and function room options. Located in the Square One Plaza on Lowell Street, or check them out on Facebook for new events and seasonal menu offerings.
Two flyouts and a ground out to first base. That's what you want to do again here, even though you did give up the 3 runs in the second inning. Important to try to keep your team in the game. Champa's 0-1 and ready to go. Strike, nice pitch. Again, he threw that curveball for. You got 2 of his, I think both strikeouts he has on the breaking ball. So now he's ahead. He can do whatever he wants. And he's swinging a miss, strike 3. So Brad O'Keefe strikes out for the second time. That'll bring up Pat O'Toole, the center fielder who walked and scored in the second inning. He goes to bunt at that, it'll be a strike. And here you've got Brendan George playing in on the grass, anticipating your 9th place hitter is like the size of small. We'll be generous and say he's small. Be interesting to see what happens. The 1-1 strike 2. Excuse me. The 1-1 pitch is a strike. Just trying to figure out O'Toole here. O'Toole's a junior. Here's the 1-2. Swinging. Ball gets by Kelsey. And he'll advance on the error. Or the pass ball by Gavin Kelsey there. So that'll be a strikeout. And he advances on the pass ball. So just to try to explain that ruling. Anytime in order to make an out in a baseball game, you have to catch the ball. So in that instance where the pitcher strikes the man out, but the put out is not made by the catcher, the put out would have to be made at first base. So somewhere you have to at least catch the ball. So there would be strike. Ball is wild pitch. So Champ a little bit wild. So that play there, Gavin would have to make the throw. The only time that is not ineffective is if there is less than 2 outs and first base is occupied. So in that instance, we had 1 out, nobody on first base. The wild pitch gets by Gavin Kelsey, and the man can take first. He gets second on the wild pitch. So 2 consecutive wild pitches are costly. And we'll go to 2-0 count to the leadoff hitter, Danny Robichaud, who has singled to left and popped out to shortstop. The 2-0 pitch, good pitch, strike 1. And they're very, very patient here, too. Looking for pitches they want to hit, leadoff hitter. So let's just give you a quick recap. We got a Wildcats trail 3-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Dracut has their leadoff hitter up, and he lines a single to left field, stumbles out of the box, and they're going to score the guy here from third. Try to. The throw is in. He's going to be safe. Throw to second base, and he's safe. Weird play where there wasn't a cutoff man. I'm not sure. And again, I don't have a replay, but most likely there, George should have probably been your cutoff man to throw from left field. So the single will score the run, which will be the 4th run of the inning. Robichaud with 2 hits both to left field. He gets the RBI. And again, the strikeout wild pitch scores the run. Bring up left-handed hitting Sean McMenamin, who singled in the second inning. and did not score, and sacrificed third base to first base. Pitch is strike in the inside corner. So now it's 4-0 Dracut. That pitch was inside strike. Okay, again, try to limit damage, limit damage, limit damage. The top of the order seems to be aggressive. Strike 2. So he takes 2 pitches on the inside corner of this left-handed hitter. Again, like I said, it's damage limiting time. And like I said, he was at 54 pitches. So again, I don't like to estimate, but he's probably up in this 70 range. Now that ball is way late and fouled to left field. So he got in on him and he poked it foul really late on that pitch. One-two pitch with one man out. That'll be grounded to Fiorenza at first base. He makes the play, advances the runner, takes the turn. Fiorenza turns and looks. Good play by Fiorenza at first base. Like another unassisted play. So we've got Robichaud advances the third base on that. So now again, we got 2 men out. Man on third base. Wildcats trail 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. And I'm sorry, I tell you, this will bring up Pat Crowley, the pitcher, be able to help himself here. Takes the ball down. Crowley so far has walked and singled. And on his single, McMenamin did not score. Marino made a pretty good charge to the play. So the 1-0 pitch to Crowley. Outside, ball 2. Champa laboring a little bit here, trying to keep this run from scoring. As the deficit gets bigger, it gets tougher and tougher to climb out of the hole, but the Wildcats have shown a propensity to do that in some of their games. Ball will be fouled back up off the high school. It's going to come back and hurt somebody if you don't keep out of the way. So now hitters count 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Third. Ball is grounded to third base. Nice play by Brendan George. He'll make a quick throw to get out of the inning. So big out there. At the end of 3.5 innings, Dracut with a run in the 4th leads 4-0. Wildcats coming to the plate, coming to bat especially. Really going to need a rally here to keep us in the game. So we're going to see George, Stokes, Galucci. So 5, 6, and 7. And Mr. Stokes did get on base with a base hit. Same type of one Gavin Kelsey had last inning where he pulled it right down the line. So again, now is the time to dig deep. Gotta have base runners. Get base runners and see if they can make some mistakes. Like I said, they look like a really sound defensive team. As I've commented before, Dracut is not big. They don't have a lot of big guys who are going to power the ball all over the place. There's a lot of smaller type players, but they make the plays. They've been very consistent in what they do. So as they break the conference with Coach Kyra, we're ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Pat Crowley back out on the mound for Dracut. Crowley so far in the game has given up 1, 2, 3 hits. Not a big strikeout. He struck out 1. And he has pitched out of a little bit of trouble. First and second, 1 out in the 1st inning. So we'll see Brendan George, Chris Stokes, and Derek Galucci. So George again is a junior. Again, he'll be back for more action. Third baseman, shortstop. Stokes a senior, Galucci a sophomore. So we get the rainbow sherbet of classes in this inning. Sophomore, junior, and senior. Base runners are needed though, and you're gonna find ways to get on base. Generate some runs. First pitch of George is lined at the second baseman. He gets down, makes the play. Ball's grounded out to second baseman. So Brendan George has done the same thing both times, grounded out to second base. Chris Stokes, who lined a single to left field. Senior Stokes. Try to get it going. Again, Crowley is just throwing strikes. Stokes will pop this one way up here on the infield. Third baseman settles under it, drifts back into fair territory, but the out is made. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gallucci will be up there, hopefully take some pitches, give his pitcher a little bit of a chance to get a breather. So Gallucci, like I said, as a sophomore, an opportunity. Gallucci, Piazza, Marino coming up here, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. See if they get some little late 2-out magic out of the bottom of their order. First pitch is a strike, and now Crowley with a 4-0 lead. He's doing what you should do with a 4-0 lead. He's getting in there, getting the ball, firing, throwing strikes. Ball is popped up to right field. Right fielder settles under it like a 5-pitch inning. Nothing like a 5-pitch inning in a 4-0 game. That'll retire the side for the Wildcats. They go 1, 2, 3. Crowley is starting to get into a little bit of groove. We go to the top of the 5th. Wildcats trail 4-0. Just want to make a note that yesterday in the Major League Player Draft 2016, Wilmington High School graduate Jackson Gillis, who is at Vanderbilt, junior Vanderbilt, was drafted in the 13th round by the Milwaukee Brewers. So one of Coach Kyra's own, the Wildcats' own, is drafted in the major leagues. Don't know what his plans are going to be. Vanderbilt is in the Super Regional, so he could be headed to the College World Series as well. But he is an alumni of the baseball program. The other thing was Danny Gracia and Graham Smith played on a Franklin Pierce, I think it is, division-winning, conference-winning team. So those are two recently graduated seniors last year, so they're just the class of 2018. So we've done a little bit of a housekeeping there. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. Wildcats, the top of the 5th, excuse me. Wildcats trail 4-0. Champa back on the mound. Like I said, he's probably around about 68 to 70 pitches. Important again here, keep runners off the board. Leadoff hitter for them will be their cleanup hitter and DH, Mike Patterson. Patterson struck out and popped up to first base. Champa trying to get through this inning unscathed. Power pitch is a little bit away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball is driven to left field. Gallucci did not turn around and make the play. He's going to get back to me over his head. That'll be a double at the minimum. He goes hard into second base. Gallucci there, instead of turning around and getting back to his spot, tried to backpedal or go sideways and got up over his head. So the double, not that he would have caught it. Ball was struck really hard, but double to they're going to say he missed first, and they're going to say no. Okay, so the appeal by the Wildcats from Champa, deciding that the Dracut here missed first, but he didn't. So Patterson with a double to left brings up Kyle Cox, who has popped up to center field twice. So Marino should be ready. Ball's up and away. I'm not sure, as I look down, to no action yet in the Wildcat bullpen either. So this is all Champa's inning here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. They'll spin. He'll get back, trying to keep him close. I think that's more just to keep him honest there, because Dracut now with a 4-0 lead and nobody out, man on second base can be as aggressive as they want. Looking to see if they square to bunt, and they do. He bunts through it. That'll be a strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, let's see what they try to do. Does he think the 5th inning is important or not? This runs here in the 5th. Again, he's hitting towards, that's just his 5th place hitter, so he's hitting down towards the bottom of the lineup. He's going to swing away, the ball's going to bounce off the plate. We'll go to 2-1. Coach with the decision. Not much of a sign. He'll be hitting away in here. Again, this hitter is the important piece. He's going to make contact, get the ball to the right side of the field. He swings through it, fouls it back. Champa with a good pitch. That was like one of the better pitches in the last several innings by Tristan there. Good hard fastball on the outside corner. Fouled back by Cox. The 2-2 pitch, big pitch here. Try to get the out here, keep the runner on second base. Down in the dirt, and the runner's going to advance to third as Kelsey can't find the wild pitch. So I think that, if I look here, is the 3rd wild pitch of the game for for Tristan Champa, and actually one of the bigger wild pitches scored the 4th run was the wild pitch last inning to the 9th place hitter, who swung through a ball, got by. He reached first base and eventually came around to score. So we got runner on third base. We got nobody out. We got a 3-2 count. The infield is all the way in. Got to cut the run off now. So a lot of tough pitching coming up. He throws it up and in, and that'll be ball 4. Cox takes first base. And here, if you're going to have the infield in, it's going to be a decision to make by a coach. Infield in most likely means that Kyer going to come out. Coach Kyer going to come out and make his get everybody together, make sure they're all on the same page here as this game. Like I said, 4-0 keeps it in reach. 5-0 is not ideal. So he calls everyone in. Conference on the mound, trying to explain it. We got to probably say we don't have a lot of options here. You got the runner on first base, runner on third base. You can't really throw through. You got the guy back, and you're going to have to play the infield in. So again, it's a decisions time to make. I can tell you right now, not really the easiest decision to make either for him. So it'll be a tough call. So what they decide to do. Champa struggling here. So this will be Devin Lambert. Reached on a double to right and flew out to center field. So he's hit the ball on the right side here. My guess here is he's going to move Piazza a little bit further back to take the throw to second base without really holding him on. And he doesn't go. The ball's popped up. Big play here. Nobody sees it. Piazza, I don't know where that, Piazza's got it. I thought that Fiorenzo would have tried to move over to take that. Would have been an easier play. But Nico Piazza with a good play, moving to his left to make the out. A good pitch there. Devin Lambert pops out to second base. So now we have 1 out with runners on first and third. And he's going to play the double play depth, really. In at the corners, the middle will be back. Try to turn 2 here. Cormier, who reached on an error. Pass ball's going to get the runner to second base anyway. Now you almost have to play the infield in again. And I can hear Coach Kyer say that. He's reached on a little squibber to first base. So he's going to Mike Fiorenza twice here. So Fiorenza should be ready to go. Charge any little squibber. Throw the guy out at home. He's going to pop it up again. The exact same spot. Hits it to the right side. This is the guy to get right here. Keep the score 4-0. Because the infield is in. He's come to Fiorenza twice, so Fiorenza and Piazza should be awake. He's been late on everything. Ball outside. Again, you don't want to speed his bat up with a breaking ball. Keep throwing that fastball. Boom, boom, boom. Way away. He'll hit a shot at Fiorenza, pick it up clean to throw the runner on home. Runner at third is Patterson. Runner at second is Cox. Man at the plate is John Cormier. Here's the 2-1 pitch. They squeeze. It's foul off. Interesting call there. Very interesting call. If he got the job, if he got the ball down, but that ball was a good pitch on the squeeze play. Champa got that ball up in the strike zone. The only thing that Cormier could do was foul that off. So now we're 2-2. Runners on second and third. That squeeze play is now off. Again, Dracut doing a lot of little things. Dracut's not playing power ball. It looks like they probably haven't hit not a lot of sluggers on the team, so they got to chip away at runs and run when you have to, take an extra base, and make your defensive play. So here's the pitch, 2-2, big pitch for Champa. Ball's in the dirt, nice play by Gavin Kelsey. So we run the count full with 1 out, top of the 5th, 4-0, Wildcats trail. Big spot in this game here for Champa. Very high stress pitches coming up. Honestly, could use a strikeout here. Here's the full count pitch. He gets him swinging, there you go, just what the doctor ordered. And that'll bring up Brad Keefe, who has struck out twice. So I, again, wouldn't be shocked with a 2-out squeeze play here, but because he has struck out twice. Make Wilmington make plays, but just pummel the fastball right by him. You got him twice. Ball inside. Again, the 2 strikeouts, just go after him here. He's the 8th place hitter. Then you got O'Toole, who has reached on, he struck out and reached on a walk, so he hasn't done anything either. Pitch, he's not going to hit, you know what, keep pummeling that pitch right there. He's not going to hit that pitch. bottom of the order is, to me, is extremely weak. This is a big spot here, a 4-0 lead. Runners at second and third. Ciampa got a bear down here. Could be it. Could be his last inning too. You never know with his pitch count. Here's the 0-1. 1-1 pitch. See, he sped his bat up a little bit there with a curveball. I don't totally agree, but I'm just a play-by-play guy. Just pummel the fastball right in there. Make him work. It's fastball up and away here. He swings right over top, right underneath it. You go fastball up and away here, Gavin. See what they decide to do. Throw it up and away. He gave him a pitch he could hit. Marino's going to have to come hard. He does. Marino makes a really good play. A great piece of pitching there with first two men get on base. They had second and third with one out and did not score. Man on third base with nobody out and did not score. So that'll keep the score 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Wildcats trail. We'll need some lower part of the order action as Piazza, Marino, and Smith are due up. Trailing 4-0. That was an important inning there for Ciampa as he worked his way out. Thinking smart because you have the bottom of the order. That's probably why Dracut's coach decided to try to squeeze there because that's the only thing he could have done. Crowley back out on the mound. Again, I would expect Crowley to try to rocking chair through this, throw strikes, see if they can get base hits, see if let his defense make plays. Like I said, I nothing but good things to say about Tristan Ciampa in that last half inning. He bared down. He had that run on third base with nobody out. You know, he got made the pitches that he needed to make, excuse me. And he understood he was pitching to the bottom of the lineup. And he got the pop up, the ground out, and the pop up, strikeout, pop up to center field to get out of the inning. So a little bat action here for the Wildcats here. Bottom of fifth is needed. Trail 4-0. Crowley is back out. And again, I have never seen, I hate to say this one more time, so many people on a bench in a high school game. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 coaches. There's 2 guys in the blue tops. They have to be coaches too because they're not going in the dugout. He's got 6 guys out on the field. They ain't gonna let anything get by him. That's what I know. They must have a big athletic budget there at Dracut. All right, so here we go. Nico Piazza, the sophomore, struck out in his only at bat in the second inning. Want to put the ball in play here and start a little late inning magic. He'll pop it up here. Catcher lost it. Oh, nice play. Looked like he lost it. Catcher made the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Again, I think he threw 5 or 6 pitches in the last inning, and that's a 1 pitch out bat there. So you don't want to give this guy a rocking chair inning again as you hit to the bottom of the order. Peter Reno Jr., senior, last at bat, flew out to center field. Reach for it a little bit. If he can drive that ball, get himself on base, get us to the top of the order, ball it away. Again, he has shown patience to the plate this year with 14 walks. Hitting at the bottom of the order, it's important for your 9th place hitter to keep the line moving. Ball away, so Peter Reno with the hand to count. Opportunity here. I would think I'd take here if I was him. If I was coach at third base, he'd have the take sign, but I'm not sure how he wants to play it. Make this guy work a little bit. We have given him rocking chair innings. Swing away and I'll be fouled back. Again, I told you, must have been a strike. And behind me, I can't believe that play wasn't made. I can't believe he didn't make that play. Okay, we got the 2 balls, 1 strike, 5th inning, 4-0. Dracut leads. Marino at the plate, the 2-1 pitch. He drives at the left field, but right at the left field. It gets up over his head. Misplays, takes the wrong angle. Marino's going to get himself to second base. Going hard, it'll be a double. So opportunity here. Marino takes the pitch, drives it to left fielder's head. Left fielder's a bad route. Take advantage of the double here. Bailey Smith with a 4-0 deficit comes to the plate. Bailey has grounded out to shortstop and grounded out to third base. Let's see if Bailey can get the ball up in there and drive it over. Find some grass, as my friend Dennis Eckersley would say. So with 1 man out, Marino leads off second base. Crowley from the stretch. Pete made him work, and Bailey Smith can make him pay. Pitches a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, 1. 4-0 deficit. Opportunity for Wildcats to score. Top of the order up. Bailey Smith. Got to grind out your at-bats here. Crowley, it's kind of strange because once he gets, when he's on the windup, he seems to have a really good rhythm. When he gets him into the stretch, he loses his rhythm, and he has not been in the stretch much all game. So again, don't want to make any critical mistakes offensively here. Smith trying to drive the ball somewhere to see if we get Marino to score, cut that lead, make them pay for leaving the man on third base. And again, for the second time in a high school game in my career, we have a timeout by the batter because the pitcher held the ball too long. Again, making him think. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bailey Smith. Up and away. One man out, so again, keep the line moving, make it work. This is a much better inning than the last half inning. Crowley's had to work a little bit here. Don't know if they have a closer, if they hurl them all deep, but it's an opportunity. Fifth inning, you get 8 more outs to get 4 more runs. Ball catches the corner, and Bailey knew it. Pitch he could have hit. Now, Crowley, that was actually probably the hardest pitch I've seen him throw all game. So Crowley now with a 1-2 advantage. Pitcher's pitch here. Do anything he wants to Bailey. Bailey's got to protect. Protect, try to get on base. Here's the 1-2 from Crowley. Smith pops it up to right field. Marino's going to tag. The ball is caught by the right fielder. And it's actually not a bad play not to tag. They don't want to get thrown out with a 4-0 deficit. So Smith flies out to center field, to right field, excuse me. They'll give, you're down 4-0. You don't want to take a chance getting thrown out third base for the last out of the inning, especially since you're still in scoring position. You don't know the strength or weaknesses of the arms of the players that are playing. So 2 men are out. That'll bring up senior Mike Fiorenza. Mike has walked and popped up to the shortstop. Opportunity here to bring this run home. Crowley from the stretch. Again, he's been throwing strikes, so I'll give the kid credit. Crowley gets credit for throwing strikes. Fiorenza's got to capitalize. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Marino leaves off second base. Fiorenza drives the ball out to first base. When he gets down on that one knee and makes the play that'll retire the side. Wilmington leaves another runner on base in scoring position at the end of 5. Dracut 4, Wildcats nothing.
Spring sports coverage on WCTV is sponsored by Tremezzo, transporting you to Italy through tastes, sights, and smells. Tremezzo's main dining room is open 7 days a week, and there are also catering and function room options. Located in the Square One Plaza on Lowell Street, or check them out on Facebook for new events and seasonal menu offerings.
We're back. Top of the 6th inning. Pitching change for the Wildcats. Ryan Collins Sr. into pitch. Takes over for Tristan Champa. And that's the only change I can see in the field right now. So Ryan has had a good second half of the season for the Cats. Ended up getting his first 2 varsity wins for his last 2 starts. So he's settled down after not pitching last year. He had 36 strikeouts in 36 innings pitched. So strikeout an inning. He gave a 3.89 ERA with a 1.78 whip. So Ryan's opportunity here is to throw strikes, keep us in the game. Got a good, solid live fastball. If he can get into his groove, he's the kind of guy that gets into that really little bit of rhythm, and he does a great job. So as we get ready for the top of the 6th inning, good news here is he pitching to Pat O'Toole, who has walked and struck out. But on that strikeout, he reached on throws it high on his side. Kid gets a little bit out of the way. That was just to get everybody awake back here. Keep us moving. That was a ball, I think. Fastball up and in. The 1-0 pitch. Collins trying to get in his groove. Throws a little bit low. One of the things we noticed about Ryan, it takes him a while to get going. So let's see if you don't want to walk the 9th place hitter who's most likely going to strike out anyway. If you throw strikes to him. So the 2-0 pitch, again, we're in the top of the 6th inning. We placed 7 in the MIAA. That pitch is popped up, way up in the air. Stokes is back out, and he'll make the play. I don't know where. So that's a nice pitch. Collins gets out of it with a pop-up to shortstop. That'll bring up leadoff hitter Danny Robichaux. Danny has 3 hits in the game. 2 singles and 3 singles, and got an RBI as well. Played a good role as the leadoff hitter. most likely why they lead him off. Because he's getting on base. Been on base 3 times. The only other time he popped up the shortstop. Pitch gets up and in. Again, nice pitch to start the at-bat, so he's seen it come in. You know, now if the pitch sequence works here, you throw the ball down and away here. I don't think Ryan's right now has that command of that pitch, but that's where you want to go. Pitch is a strike. Umpire's a little bit slow, and like I said, I'm on the angle. Most probably can see that a lot better from the camera than I can see it from here. The 1-1 pitch. Nice pitch. Change of speeds there. He popped it up. He was way late on that. So now he's ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Like I said, top of the 6th inning. The Wildcats have 6 outs to get 4 runs if Brian can hold Dracut to the 4 that they have now. Leadoff hitter on a 1-2 pitch. Collins throws that ball down in the dirt. Again, a little bit of a change up off his fastball. Time to throw fastball. See if they can beat you throwing a fastball, Ryan. Just keep on pumping the number 1. Make them hit it. Like I said, a fundamentally sound Dracut team so far that I've seen today has done what is necessary to do to take a lead. Made all the plays defensively and have to chipped away offensively to pick up a couple of runs. Here's the full count of the 3-2 pitch. That'll be down, ball 4. So a 1-out walk. And our friend Robichaud is on base for the 3rd time, excuse me. So he's got 2 hits and a walk, excuse me. That'll bring up the right fielder, Sean McMenamin. John has sacrificed, singled, and grounded out to first base. Again, sometimes it takes Ryan Collins a couple of pitches to settle in. Now it's important to keep the guy out at first base and keep this lead at 4-0. So the pitch gets through. That's a pass ball. I don't know what happened there. Either a mix-up but Gavin just didn't catch that, Kelsey. So the pass ball gets the guy to second base with 1 out. And I don't know what happened on that pitch, but I think it got through the catcher's mitt. So Collins with the 1-0 pitch. Again, like I was saying about Dracut, was Dracut's pitcher and the whole team fundamentally sound, making plays, a lot like the pitcher that we saw last year in the playoffs. So all the kid was doing was throwing strikes, and you know, we're trying to smash the ball all over the place, and it wasn't a successful outing, even though we did have a lead going to the 7th. But this is the same thing happening. You know, this kid for Dracut is just throwing strikes, whereas Ryan Collins here, all he's got to do is keep pummeling the fastball and make him beat him with the fastball. So the irony of seeing that's a little looper. That's going to be trouble out to left field. Gallucci coming on hard, but he doesn't make the play. Throws the ball third. Excuse me, throws to third base, but Robichaud slides in safe. So now we have runners on second and third once again with 1 out. Back to the exact same situation. Nothing that Collins could do there. He beat the hitter. Hitter was left-handed. Hitter pops it up. Crowley, the pitcher, with an opportunity here to put this game not out of reach, but put a big dent in the Wildcats' hopes here. Infield is in on the left side. Piazza's back. Not sure if McMenamin has any speed as the designated hitter. So Crowley has walked, singled, and grounded out to shortstop to third base. The ground out to third base here would be an ideal situation for Collins. First pitch is ball 1. So 1-0 pitch from Collins is underway. Strike. Throw that pitch every time. Every time. I'm standing at the side of Chris Greco, a 2018 graduate who hurt his arm for our playoff run last year, which wasn't much of a run. But just going over what Collins can do, and that ball gets by and Collins doesn't cover home, they're going to get a cheapy run here. Ooh, he hits him. The run will score, the runner will advance to second base, and Collins didn't think about what he had to do there. So on the wild pitch, gets us to the 5th run. And now Ryan's really going to have to settle down and try to work his way out of this. So 5-0, Dracut leads, 2 balls, 1 strike, top of the 6th with 1 out. Wildcats trying to win their first playoff game since 2014. There's a strike, good pitch, 2-2. So they have a 4-game playoff losing streak going. Try not to make it 5. And yeah, The guy aside Mr. Greco told me, guess who's part of 3 of those? And I said Mr. Greco was. But you know who was part of 4 of them? Danny and Graham, the 2 superstars. So we're trying to avoid that. Get off the schneid here. Full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Runner on second base is McMenamin. The batter at the plate is Crowley, the pitcher. Pitch is wild. And that'll be ball 4. A runner will advance to third base on the wild pitch. So Collins with the first out of the inning, and then a walk and a bloop single to left, and another walk. And Dracut is about to have an opportunity to blow this game wide open with a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 6th. So Coach Kyer out to visit. He's trying to, again, Collins, this will be his last home appearance as a senior. Trying to at least inject some confidence in our pitcher. It's one thing you always have to remember here as you do high school games, and like I said, I've done basketball, football, and baseball, and some girls hockey, is they are high school students. Yeah, they are 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. And that's what you try to understand. So see what happens here. Collins with an opportunity to get out. Let's see how they decide to play this. Last time they'd run on first and second with 1 man out. He kept Piazza, the second baseman, deep, held the runner on first base, and had the infields pinch in. So that'll bring up Mike Patterson, who had a strikeout pop up to third base and a double to a big opportunity here. Got to get out. Gets a nice pitch. There's a pitch again. If he can command that pitch, he's going to get a lot of outs. So the first pitch strike important. I would, like I said, if you're thinking this, just keep pummeling the fastball at these kids. If they beat you, they beat you. Most likely they're going to drive that into the ground if you keep it down. Runner does not go, and he fouls that back. So Ryan gets ahead after the fizz by the mound. So whatever magic elixir Coach Kyra has sprinkled over Mr. Collins here, he gets right ahead of this hitter, and he can really work it. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch is right there. Finds the corner for strike 3. This is just what the doctor ordered. Just what the doctor ordered. So now we have runners still on first and second with 2 men out. Only 1 run in. This brings Kyle Cox, who has flown out to center field twice and singled. This is an out here to get. Time is called by the base umpire. Collins is staring in. Pines no strike. Again, the visit from Coach Kyer seems to have given my friend Mr. Collins a little shot of adrenaline. He's just coming in here and pounding strikes into the strike zone. He called a balk on him there. That's not a good idea, but the balk will score. And Collins has called on the balk. He just got ejected from the game. So a little bit of fun happenings here. Collins gets called for a balk. Must have said something he didn't like to the coach, to the umpire, the base umpire. Base umpire immediately ejects him. Again, we are playing high school baseball, so any swearing or cursing or getting pissed off at the umpires is not a good thing to do. Not that I haven't done that in my lifetime as a coach, but now that I sit here as a broadcaster, I'm allowed to say whatever I want to the umpires. So now we'll bring in Harry Cerunian here to pitch. So Cerunian comes in. So Collins is done after 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 runs on a walk, a single, 2 walks and a single, and a balk. So Kyle Cox will remain at the plate. Number 3, yeah, the second baseman. So Cerunian now comes in to pitch for the Wildcats. Coach Kyer doesn't look too happy walking across here. So Champa pitched 5 innings. Collins goes 2/3 and gets ejected. I haven't seen that one, the ejection, much. First time I've ever seen that in a high school game for a player. And there'll be a pinch runner because I just got to overhear that at second base. So Collins is replaced by Cerrone, and Harry is into the game. Harry has pitched in 6 games this year. He had 1 start, went 1-1 on the season, pitched 14 total innings, struck out 11, gave up 12 runs, and earned an average of 3.45. So Harry knows what he's got here. He's got 2 outs, a 0-1 pitch coming up here to Cox. Ball's popped up. Again, for like the 90th time, Marino settles under it and makes the play. I have to say that Kyle Cox gets my award for consistency because he's flown out to center field 3 times this game, trying to hit a home run when he weighs about 140 pounds. He probably weighs as much as one of my legs, and he's trying to hit a home run. All right, so that'll end the top of the 6th inning. Wildcats trail 6-0. He probably, we don't know. Somebody just asked me what he might have said, but so we'll find out later. So Cerrone gets out of that inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Wildcats trail 6-0. And we'll have Kelsey, Ciampa, and George due up. Actually, Ciampa will probably be Cerrone. So a little bit of excitement there in the top of the 6th inning as Dracut picks up 2 runs to pad their lead up to 6. Crowley is back on the mound for the middies, and I would just expect Crowley to pump fastballs right down the middle of the plate and see if they can do anything special with it, the Wildcats. Because there's no sense being fancy here. You got a 6-0 lead, you just want to get outs. Like I said, the fundamentally sound middies have sort of come in here with that bigger conference swagger. You know, you're playing against the Wildcats who are struggling here in this playoff game. So Kelsey will lead off. Kelsey has a hit. Does Kelsey have 2 hits tonight? 2 singles. Gavin's had a couple hits. Marino had a hit. No, and Stokes had a hit. So the seniors have been doing the job, and we'll see what happens. All right, so we're getting ready for bottom of 6. Gavin, Kelsey leading off. Like I said, Kelsey with 2 singles. Going to look to get a little bit of a rally going here. Going to have to put my rally cap on, I think. Pitches a ball. Again, you're starting to get long in the pitcher's count here. So I've been... that ball will be fouled back, and Beatrice would make that play if I don't get hit. I've been joined here at the booth with another 2018 player, Carl Beatrice, or Beat Rice. I don't know how Carl got so tall, Chris, but geez, look how tall he is. I feel so short amongst you guys. There's the pitch, another single. Kelsey 3 for 3. That'll start the rally here. Nobody out. 1 man on. Gavin Kelsey with a 3rd single of the day. That'll bring up Ciampa. So Ciampa will hit. I don't know what's going on. I got to figure this out. You guys might have to help me. Ciampa's hitting here in the pitcher slot. He'll swing at the first pitch and pop up in the infield. First baseman will get it. I have to say, Ciampa has done really well here today. He has popped out to 1, 2, and 3. So pop out to the pitcher, the catcher, and the first baseman. So a little bit too aggressive there. You want to be a little bit settled down. That'll bring Brendan George, the junior, up. 6-0. Kelsey on first base. George has run into 2 ground ball outs to the second baseman. Looks like Gloucester's out here watching us, because that's who's got the next team. They might be watching Dracut now. All right, so here we go. Let's reset it. 6-0. We trail. Go basket. Go. What it says. Here's the 1-0 pitch to George. Line to right field. That'll go foul. Just another souvenir for our fans sitting on the right field deck. So Brendan George will see a 1-1 pitch here. So let's just to recap and reset. Wildcats trail 6-0. Gavin Kelsey on first base. We have 1 out. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Crowley to George. Trying to rally here with the Wildcats. At least make a game of it. Make them sweat a little bit. Bottom of the 7th to get a couple runs here. Here's the 1-1. That'll be lined into left field gap. I don't see anybody there. My ball sits to nowhere. That's going to score Kelsey, and they'll get the run. George is going to, go to third. He's going to, he got lucky there. Oh, and a horrible call. And a horrible call at third base. Well, we'll have to get Tom's replay of that if he got it. So we're getting feedback from the fans who don't like that call. But again, I hate to say this, I'm not going to pick on the kid, but you're down 6-1. You got your second base in scoring position. You don't want to you don't even give the umpire a chance to make that call.
Obviously don't send him, but that was
Huh?
bad.
Yeah. So it does score the runs. The Wildcats now trail 6-1. The man's out at third base, and Aldo might be trying to get tossed from this game too, because he's not looking too happy out there. He's asking the umpire, "Did you really see it?" And the umpire saying, "You know what? I had my eyes closed, but he sounded like he was out." So there's not a lot the coach could do here because it's a judgment call. No, he might have missed the bag. He slid wide, but we can't tell here. No, can you ask? No, you can't ask anybody. I just know my dinner's getting cold. Well, that'll get me in trouble with the Wilby people. All right, so here we go. Stokes with a single and a pop-up. Try to get it going. It's 6-1. You cut the lead to 5. So a grand slam and a solo shot ties it. Got to be positive, right? But you need base runners. That's true, too. No, Coyne hit one last year. Jared Coyne hit a home run last year, so we have had a home run. So here is the 1-1 pitch with 2 men out. Stokes at the plate, the senior. Oh, he doesn't know if he liked that. That was there. Again, like I said, for the seniors, for everyone here, this is our last home game. No matter what, win or lose, we'd be going to wherever we have to go, being the 15th seed. So the 1-2 pitch. Stokes hangs tough. And that ball will be picked up behind the plate by Derek Gallucci. And he walks it back. Stokes at the plate. 1-2 pitch on its way. High ball, too. Want to grind this at bat if you can. It's important. So here we go. 2-2. 2 men out. Nobody on base. Cats trail 6-1. Here's the 2-2. Stokes takes that ball up and away. So again, Crowley is into his 6th inning of pitching, so he's probably throwing a boatload of pitches. He's starting to get tired, so you want to work him and work him and work him. It's important to work it. Again, you don't like to see a bad call by an umpire, but you also don't want to make the second out of the inning at third base. The ball is grounded to third baseman. He's down. He picks. He scoops. He throws. He's got him. Stokes is gone. So we'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Wildcats trailing 6-1. And are we going to be back after these messages? No, we're going to keep going through the 7th inning because I think they did my station break after the 5th inning. So my friends here, Marty and Adam, just like to hear me talk too much, I think. So, but I'd like to say, we've got our 3 WCTV employees doing a great job for us here. Adam, Marty, and Tom Pizzera out there in right field. And hopefully the sun's not too glaring for them. But I really I really appreciate the time and effort that the employees put in to get these games up on the air. It's important, I think, for a town like Wilmington to have a place like WCTV to get these games broadcast. One of the things we're trying to do, though, is we want to get younger people involved, and we really like to get more volunteers from the parents or friends or whatever who would like to learn how to run the camera or do what I do. If you want to, we can teach you how to do play-by-play. Like I said, we try to cover all the sports, and I think that our production team does a really phenomenal job. So, pitching change for the Cats. Jimmy is into the pitch in this game here. So we will bring in Jamie McCarron, the long, lanky left-handed sophomore. McCarron has pitched in 5 games. He's thrown 7.2 innings, 4.86 ERA, and his job right now is keep the game at 6-1 so the rally can commence, even though we got the bottom of the order coming up. So McCarron, the crafty left-hander. See if he can work up and down, in and out. Like I said, the Wildcats will be the bottom three: Colucci, Piazza, and Marino next half inning. But we have another inning to play with the middies at bat. And the middies will bring their 6, 7, 8 hitters: Lambert, Cormier, and Keefe. Lambert, who has reached on has hit a double and scored, popped up to center field and second base. So here's McCarron, the sophomore, getting some good experience. He'll replace Cerunian, who replaced Collins, who replaced Champa. Pitches popped up again. These people just love hitting the ball to Marino. Pete Marino settles under and he's got it. I would almost have to count, but I think Pete Marino's got to have at least 6 or 7 putouts in the game.
And a double.
6. He's got 6 putouts. That'll bring up John Cormier. Cormier has reached on an error by the first baseman, grounded out to the first baseman, and struck out. So as you hit to the bottom part of the order, if McCarron throws strikes here, we'll be going to the bottom of the 7th. Rally caps on, trailing by 5. Pitch is lined right at Stokes at shortstop. He's down. He picks and fires high. Took a little bit too nonchalant there for Mr. Stokes. So you hate to say it, but that's an error for the shortstop. So McCarron throwing strikes, getting balls put into play, you got to make the plays. I would have to say that if I'm going to coach against Dracut in the next round, I'm going to tell my pitchers anything after the 6th hitter ain't going to hurt you. So that'll bring up Mr. O'Keefe, who has struck out and popped up to who else but Pete Marino. So like I said, these last couple hitters, Lambert, who popped out, had a double, but everybody else is, other than a strikeout, get to first base deal, hasn't really done much to impact the ball game. The top 4 hitters, 5 hitters of the lineup have been dangerous. And as I say that, this kid hits a shot down the left field line, making the announcer, Mr. Boyle, look horrible. They'll come to nope. Very limited communication to that player. We might have had to play a third base. So the single, and Brad Keefe makes me look like kind of stupid by lining that ball to second base. But you know, if you're playing the line there, you might make the play. So George at third base. They don't move. Greco might have made that. Beatrice too. You know, I have 2 third basemen assigned to me, so it's tough. That'll be a hit out in the right center field, left center field, and that'll drop. That'll make it 7-1. They'll put runners in second, third. We'll bring the top of the order back up to the plate. That'll bring up Denny Robichaux. Robichaux has been on base 3 times. They'll get a chance to be on base 4 times. Runners on second and third, 7-1. Ball's down, McCarron. Again, if you really think about this inning, Jimmy should be now in a rocking chair. If you don't have the error on the second batter, he would have been 2 outs with really rocking chair type inning. The kid hits that little ball to third base. George is deeper. Might make that play. That'll be popped up. Can Marino make his play? They're going to tag. Marino's caught it. They won't run. That ball's caught by one and only Pete Marino with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 putouts. And that would be the inning if we didn't make the error. So with 2 men out, left-handed hitting, Sean McMenamin. McMenamin has sacrificed, singled, ground out the first baseman, and singled again. So their top 2 hitters have done a lot of damage. Lead off at second base. Pitch is up for a ball. Looks like we might see a relief pitcher coming in for the middies, but I can't really make out that number. I think they want to preserve their pitcher's arm because he's probably thrown his number of pitches. McCarron steps off. So we've had a lot of action here in this top of the 7th. The last full inning, we had Collins thrown out of the game for pitching for saying a nasty word. I'm sure it was a nasty word. And then you had Brendan George thrown out at third base, what it looked like it was in there for about 6 or 7 miles. And then you have, and then I hope he does watch it because he made a bad call. And then you had McCarron looked like he could get through this real quick, and now they're dinking him, dunking him to death. They're running to third base. The throw was right on the base, and he called him safe. So the double steal there. Runners get to second and third. Now it's important. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 7th inning, 7-1. You don't want to give up any more runs. Just doesn't look good in the newspaper. It's better to keep it at 7. That ball is high. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. We haven't had many bases loaded situations in this game today, so it'll be interesting to see if McCarron can get this out. So McMenamin at the plate. The 3-1 pitch. Be ball outside 4. So their first 2 hitters have been on base 6 times. And that's the really reason why you're not, they got the 7 runs. So now let's recap for you. Top of the 7th inning. Wildcats trail 7-1. Jimmy McCarron, sophomore, on the mound. We have the bases loaded with 2 outs. The 3rd place hitter, who was the pitcher, or is Pat Crowley at the plate. He's walked, he's singled, he's walked, he's grounded out to shortstop. This is the man you got to get. Nowhere to put him. Strike 1. Oh, we didn't get that call. Look good from here. Good from my angle. So that's what you want to keep living in there. Keep living in there. That'll be a ball. Karen having trouble finding the strike zone, or the umpire having trouble finding the strike zone. This umpire hasn't been. I have to say, the home plate ump has been very consistent, and it's hard from our angle to tell what's going on. So here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll be a strike on the outside corner. So we go to 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men out. Bases are juiced. Jimmy McCarron trying to get out of here with limiting the damage to just 1 run. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's popped up foul. It's gonna get out of play. So the penultimate pitch of the at bat, if it goes 3-2, so we're 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Dracut leads 7-1. We'll let the action explain itself. McCarron from the full windup. The pitch. Fly ball, right center field. No, he's got that. He's got that. Oh, he drops out in right field. I thought he had that. That'll score 3, and that'll just about put a nail in the coffin. Marino almost got to it. Dracut will plate 3 more runs on the double by the pitcher Pat Crowley, bringing up Mike Patterson. And the irony that all 3 of those runs are unearned because we should have been out of the inning. So it's 10-1 now, and here's the pitch by McCarron. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line to center field. Marino's going to, not play it on a hop. He let that ball play him. That'll score the run. And now it's starting to become not pretty. So that's a single error on the center fielder. Advanced to second base. Run will score. They'll get the RBI. This guy got 3 BIs here. So we come to the 9th hitter of the inning. That'll be Kyle Corey, your second baseman. And you know what? Kyle's done 3 times. He's flown out to center field. And he's also had a single. So run on second base, 11-1. Dracut has put this game away here in the top of the 7th inning. So with 5 runs in the 7th inning, Dracut has put a 10-run lead on the board. Wildcats are going to have to really work some magic to get 10 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch. That'll be a ground ball into the hole. Nice play by Stokes to keep the run from scoring.
I feel like if I leave, they will win. Just for some dumb reason. I can assure you, they won't.
That'll bring up Devin Lambert, who is batting for the 2nd time this inning. So they have batted around. And Devin has, in this inning, he's flown out to center field. He's thrown it to center field twice, popped up the second baseman, and reached and scored and hit a double to right field. So 11-1, runners on first and second. Dracut, runner on second, first base, will not run, and that ball will be pulled foul. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, trailing at least 10. Balls up and away. Ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCarron now laboring in this inning. Not a lot of his own doing. They've hit the ball hard, but most likely should have been out of the inning. The error to the second hitter didn't help. The 1-1. That ball is way ahead of that and almost fouls it off his front foot. So Devin Lambert, who is the third baseman, and is trying to get that 12th run home. Oh, a little low. Would have had him at first base. That ball was a ball outside. So we're now 2-2. We have 2 outs. Man on first and third. Dracut up 11-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first and third. McCarron trying to get out of this inning. That ball is driven to left field. It's going to go foul. That ball slicing foul off the right-hander's bat. It's a hook. Hook. No, my slice. Right, he hooked it off the. That's the way it's always got to go, though. The ball off the bat that way. Okay, so we get 2-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Jimmy McCarron. Hopefully, we'll get out of the inning right here. Popped up to center field. Wow, Marino's got another one. Marino. So Pete Marino makes that kid made 2 outs in the inning. So we'll come into the bottom of the 7th inning. Wildcats trail 11-1. Marino with the put out there. Pete Marino with 8 putouts in the game so far. It might be a Wilmington record. We'll have to check the record books for that. That'll bring new pitcher, I think, to the mound, or is Crowley coming out? Nope. Not sure who they're going to pitch here. Number 5 is coming into pitch, and 5 is their third baseman, Devin Lambert, who just flew out. So Lambert replaces Crowley here in the top of the 7th. The Middies with an 11-1 lead. And so for the final time, most likely here at the high school, the 2019 version of your Wildcats will get one last chance to cut into the 10-run deficit and try to make a game of this. So it'll be for the Wildcats. It'll be he's going to pinch hit some people here, get some people some playoff experience. Looks like we're going to see. I see in the on deck circle number 12, Vinny Scalfani, who most likely will hit. Not know who he's going to hit for yet. So we're due is Gallucci, Piazza, and Marino. Derek Gallucci, Nico Piazza, Pete Marino are due up. I do see a helmet on Scalfini, Vincent Scalfini, and I do see Gallucci with a bat. So I would assume that. So Derek Gallucci will be hit for by Scalfini, and then Drew Gallucci will hit for Piazza. So up to the plate, number 12. Vinny Scalfini will get on that bat here in the playoff game. He'll hit for Derek Gallucci. So Val Scalfini in the 7th, the lead off the 7th inning. Scalfini at the plate. Vinny has had 5 at-bats this year, and he has scored a run. So there's an opportunity for the junior to get some experience here in the playoff atmosphere. It's a good loyal soldier for the whole day. And he's going to line a single to left field. And that'll, oh, no. He better stop his first base there. So Vinny starts it off. I'm telling you something, there's magic in the air. Now we'll see Drew Gallucci will hit. So Vinny with his first varsity hit there. Gallucci will hit for Scalfino with one out, nobody out, man on first base. I forgot to tell you, we do have a new pitcher. I might have mentioned that. That'll be Lambert will pitch number 5. So he's in just to get some work, save the arm of your starter. That ball's low in the dirt. Not going to go anywhere here. You're down by 10. Don't want to get thrown out on the bases. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Drew Gallucci. Ball will be hit to right center field, but the center fielder is right there to make the play. So Gallucci flies out to center field, and now most likely for his final Wilmington at bat, senior Peter Marino Jr. of the Austin Brighton Marinos. I can never figure out which one it is, but Peter's had a great high school career in both football and baseball, so let's hope he can do something. He's got a wooden bat here, though. If I was his dad, I'd not be happy. Probably ground out to second base. So there's strike 1. One ball, no balls, 1 strike. Wildcats trail 11-1. There's a ball in the dirt. Scalfini will take second base. So RBI opportunity for Pete Marino here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 man out. Marino and Bailey Smith on deck. So Marino with the opportunity here to drive in a run. Pitch is down in the dirt. Ball 2. Like I said, this kid is having a little bit of trouble throwing strikes, so you never know what's going to happen. The 2-1 pitch from Lambert to Marino. Wildcats need 10. Ball is broken. That'll break that bat, and he grounds weakly with the wooden bat, and he's out. So we got 1 out to go. Vinny takes third base. Ground out to the third baseman, and Marino is out. So he'll end his career having hit a double and pop up a ground out. So it brings up our leadoff hitter, Bailey Smith. Bailey's grounded out twice and flew out to right field. So as the season almost is about to come to a close, Bailey Smith's going to try to extend it. The ball will be low and in. And with 2 men out, Wildcats trail 11-1. Vince Scalfini on third base. Dracut looking to move advance. They will play at 4 o'clock on Saturday, June 8th against Gloucester. This will be our final WCTV broadcast of the 2018-2019 Wildcat sports season. We'll be back at you sometime in September for football. And that ball's going to be blooped into center field and it'll be caught, and that'll do it. Wildcats will finish the game losing 11-1. And for everyone here, Marty, Adam, and Tom Pizzera, our cameraman, I thank you for joining us. Final score here in the playoff game: Dracut Middies 11, Wilmington Wildcats 1. We'll see you next fall for Wildcat football.